World Autism Day at the United Nations has not always been a time where we have had the opportunity to speak on our own behalf. One of the big challenges facing autistic people, not just in the United States, not just on the international scene, but throughout the world, and we're in close contact with our sister organizations and other nations working on this, is that too much of the conversation on autism is being pursued without the voices of those of us on the autism spectrum. To date, autistic people of all ages face higher levels of segregation in education, in housing, than other groups of people with disabilities. And part of the reason for that is that we have often privileged the voices of non-autistic researchers or clinicians over those of us on the autism spectrum ourselves. Some of our work is focused on trying to end that situation, to move to a context in which those of us on the autism spectrum, in partnership with our allies and friends, can have our voices heard in national forums. We've been very active recently in partnership with our colleagues to address the payment of people with disabilities less than minimum wage that exists in a variety of nations that have statutory exemptions to the minimum wage that unfortunately lead to disabled people being denied economic advancement and being removed from the mainstream of society. This has also looked at the enforcement of the UN Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities, leading to inclusion of people with disabilities throughout society. But we've also tried to change the conversation about autism specifically. There's been a very heavy emphasis on trying to present autism as this recent phenomenon. Take children, and many of us have experienced discrimination and prejudice growing up. I was diagnosed when I was 12. Shortly afterwards, I was placed within a segregated special education school where I did not have the same opportunities as non-disabled peers. But we don't view ourselves as an epidemic or as a burden on society or as some problem that needs to be fixed. A growing body of research has shown that autistic people have always represented a constant presence in society at between 1% to 3% of the population. And now we are starting to recognize us, and now we are beginning to see a conversation emerge that sees our needs recognized. In 2006, when the World Autism Day discussions first were beginning to start off, a video was shown actually at the United Nations, and I want to briefly describe it because I think it captures the problems that we're trying to address in the current conversation on autism. The video was shown by a prominent group concerned with autism that is not run by autistic people. And it consisted of a series of vignettes from family members talking about how sorry to have an autistic child. And prior to the making of this video, we were informed the parents were told, make sure not to clean your houses or take your children to therapy appointments for about a week beforehand, because we want you to look as pitiful as possible. One executive in the organization that was using the video to raise money commented that she had seriously considered taking her autistic child in the car and driving off the George Washington Bridge, but she didn't because she had a normal child as well. That's not how we view our lives, and that's the kind of message that often results when we see an emphasis on awareness at the expense of acceptance, at the expense of centering the voices of those of us who are most directly impacted, autistic people ourselves. So I want to thank you for the opportunity to share with you a little bit about our work. I hope we will have the opportunity to collaborate with many of you in the future in realizing the full implementation of the UN Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities. And as so many of you struggle for self-determination, for marginalized peoples from any number of places around the globe, we are engaged in a similar mission, and we too view our work within the all-important prism of the universal human and civil rights of human beings throughout the world. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
I'm a writer, and I have a blog called Emma's Hope Book that I started about 4 years ago. In September, we learned that Emma not only could read and write, but that she was an extremely accomplished young writer, and so she has been writing more and more blog posts of her own. So I'm going to just read, and so I'm going to read one of the first posts that Emma wrote for Emma's Hope Book, and it's entitled A Letter to the World. I want to tell you that I am capable, daring massively, eager to prove my intelligence. I will work tirelessly so that autistic children younger than me won't be doubted the way I am. Cling to the world, I ask that those who are not able to restrain their doubts at least not mute voices like mine. Deciding stupidity bolsters egos while crushing lives with angry words disguised as kindness. They say hope is cruel for the hopeless, but maybe they are the cruel ones. So, yesterday, because April is the big month for autism and autism awareness, I asked Emma if she would talk to me about awareness. And she wrote, "Awareness is deciding something is worth your time and attention. It is not necessarily good. Real awareness needs to be balanced." I asked Emma whether she wanted to write something more about the idea of World Autism Awareness Day. And she said, "Autism awareness really does me very little. It is not honoring or making my life easier. So many believe I am unintelligent, even though I write well. Until they see me writing, it is not what they assume. What good is awareness if it doesn't tell people the truth?" So I asked Emma, "What is the truth?" And she wrote, "The truth is, so much of what we perceive compared to another isn't known. People see me, but don't understand what they are seeing. I want people to know what it is like to have smart thoughts, but not be able to prove it. No one wants to be treated with impatience. I am happy when people are aware of how bright I am. Maybe they have a special light bulb for that. Shine some awareness on those of us who can't talk the way we think." So today, I asked Emma what she thought about the idea of awareness versus acceptance. And she wrote, "I am aware of many things, and so are you. Acceptance takes more dedication." So I thought for our final piece here that I would ask Emma to say something else about autism or awareness or acceptance, and all of you could see her voice, which is actually this. It's a laminated letterboard, but for the purposes of this presentation, I'll do it with a stencil board so you can see which letters she's choosing. Something to say about autism? Something else?
U T I S.
Keep going.
N
Autism.
W A S.
Autism was
N O T.
Not.
Not. S. O. N.
Wait, S-O? Did you want the N again?
N.
S-O-N?
E. T. H. I. N. G.
Wait, okay, so autism was not something. Thank you. Keep going. No? Autism was not something.
P. A. R. E. N. T. S.
Parents. Autism was
Parents?
not something. Parents. So keep going.
W. A. N. T.
Want.
E. D.
Okay. Was not something parents wanted.
T. O. H. E. A.
Keep going. It's a little distracting. Keep going. H-E-A. What's that?
R.
Was not something parents wanted to hear.
B. Q. T. I. H. O. P. E.
But
O.
I hope. Do you want the O?
T.
T.
T. H. A.
T-H-A.
T.
But I hope that. Keep going. But I hope that.
W. I. L. L.
But I hope that will.
C.
Keep going.
H. A. N.
C-H-A-N.
G.
I hope that will
E.
change.
A. S.
As.
N. O. R. E.
There's more. Keep going. Come on, sweetie. There's more.
P. O.
P. There's more. P-O.
E.
Okay. Keep going.
P. L. E.
Okay. So there's more. P-O-E-P-L-E. Do you see? Look. People. Okay.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. There's more people. Okay.
Last time.
More people. G.
G. E.
Get.
T.
Would you make this one?
This is my friend. T. O.
Two.
K. R.
K-N.
N. O. R. W.
Okay, wait. K-N-O-W. Get to know. There's more people get to know.
S. O. M. E.
Keep going. S-O-M-E.
O. N.
S-O-N. O-N. S-O-N-E. O-N. I know it's hard. What are we missing here? be someone. Yeah?
L I